guys, it's Spiffy Guy, and it is March, and that means it is time to start up the Around the Home series again and get going on the garden. So while it's still early and we don't have plants in the ground, let me tell you what I've got growing on this year and some of our plans and what I'm doing to prep for the season. Yes, March may seem early to some of you folks, but it's currently 65 degrees, so we need to kind of kick in high gear. I have a feeling spring is going to come early. So what am I doing to get ready for this year's season? Well, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going along and I'm fixing all of the trellis. Okay, all the trellis, I'm going to be putting in new strings for the square foot gardening here, and I'm going to amend the soil. I'll bring in some compost and work it in a little bit. I put leaves over it at the end of last year to kind of add a little bit of organic material. Alright, so over here, I just pull out the dead plants. These are chives. They're already growing. I need to put a net in over here, so that's some of the things that I'm going to get rolling on. I'm pulling out, like I said, all the dead plants. I'm going to pull all this vine material off here and get, just basically prep the beds to grow. I came in with my green onions and I chopped them all down. I cut them all, and you can see they're already growing back. They're ready to roll. So I covered this with leaves at the end of last year, and what I'll do is I'll come in and sprinkle compost in there as well. Here's my onion bed. You can see I've got the onions are up. There's onions down in there, and we'll plant some more onion seeds again this year and get them rolling. So that's pretty much what I got going on. I got all the dead plants out over here. The compost barrels, I think, I'll be honest with you, I think I packed them too tight last year, at the end of last year, so I didn't really get a whole lot of good composting over the winter. We've had some freezes and it'll definitely block up and turn to a solid chunk of ice, but I think once the spring starts getting here, it'll be a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and get some wood chips from a buddy of mine who's got a chipper and add those, because I don't think that the leaves are 100% cutting it on the carbon. I need more carbon in there, so I'm gonna get the wood chips. I can also go to get the horse bedding from a place like Rural King or Tractor Supply. They sell bags of horse bedding for like $5, and all that is compressed sawdust. John Kohler, growingyourgreens.com, talks a lot about those as a good source for carbon if you're a folk that doesn't have a whole lot of carbon in there. The garden barrel, I kind of left the dwarf Siberian kale in here. I was kind of curious to know if it was going to seed. This one's a little green. All the rest of them got kind of mushy on the stalk here, so I'm assuming that they kind of froze. I'll let it ride and see what happens. Alright, so what are my plans this year? Well, right next to here, I'm going to be putting in a strawberry barrel. Okay, it's going to be a similar 55-gallon barrel, but I got a twist on it. We're going to make it a little bit different, but we're going to have a bunch of holes for strawberries. So big question to you folks is, what kind of strawberries should I put in there? I'm thinking I want ones that are sort of ever-bearing, that kind of bear all year. I'm going to assume one that doesn't put out a lot of runners, so I'm looking for varieties. So give me your opinions on that. That's going to go right there. The big thing this year, the big project, you can see I had a hole in one of my things, one of the boards split, so I just fitted it in there. Okay, so the big thing that I'm putting in this year as my expensive project is I'm putting in irrigation. So coming off that hose there, I'm going to have irrigation that's going to be a hard line. All these PVCs right here, you can see, they're all getting put in, and we're going to hard line it to each bed, and each bed will be its own sort of zone. We'll have drip irrigation all along, and all those will hard line it out with the PVC. We're going to run PVC underground all the way along here, and then we're going to come out to this garden barrel and then the strawberry barrel, and I'll probably put a cap on the end to make it expandable if I want to add in another barrel or some other plants. I've been kind of thinking about taking this tree out and putting goji berries down there, because apparently goji berries work here. So kind of crazy. What else do I got going? I have peppers underneath the lights already. I got 30 peppers down underneath the lights. Next weekend I'll probably be putting in my strawberries. And I added a second light to the light fixture. I'll have footage going on right here so y'all can see that. But I added a second light, and my peppers germinated within a week and a half. At least, well, two types of peppers. Three, I guess. The jalapenos, the friarellos, and I think the Oda. peppers. Those all ones germinated right away, so I think that extra addition of the lights helped heat up the soil a little bit and make them germinate quicker, because that seems to be a good key with peppers, is to have that warm soil for them to germinate. Also, I had the lights all the way down next to the seed little rack there, and not as high, and so I'm hoping that that's going to keep me from getting leggy plants. Last year I had some pretty leggy peppers and tomatoes, although I didn't have any problems with any of the plants. They just were a little leggy to begin with. So at the 6-week mark, we're going to be doing the tomatoes and a bunch of other stuff. So what I'll do is I'll try to do a little voiceover and pop up a little kind of picture of what I'm thinking about putting in here. I've got eggplant going in. We've got a bunch of cucumbers. I'm going to concentrate on some melons this year. We're going to do some cantaloupe, some lemon drop melons, some pumpkins in various areas. I think I'm going to put the pumpkins down over here and just kind of let them come along over here in this particular area, because oh, there you go. I'll do rat's tail radish in here, some smaller radish, and then the pumpkins towards into the summer, and let them kind of spread out along there. And I don't know, just for something to do. We're going to trellis up some of the lemon drops, as I said, over here, and we'll do cantaloupe in the sides of the beds here. And then what I'll do is I'll do the little melon hammocks like I did along the chicken wire, all along the edge there. So we got lots of plans going on. The big thing that I'm starting today is getting in that hardline PVC stuff, and I'll be doing a whole video series on that as well. So that's the plan. A lot of work. We got that. We got another barrel coming in, so I got to get going, because it's like 65, and that little rodent in Pennsylvania says that spring's coming early. So that's what I'm doing. So let me know about the strawberries, and y'all get out there and start growing your own food, because remember, the life's an adventure. So go out and have one.